Reality Team TV. We're back on the red chair. And today we've got a very, very special guest, an actor, Mike Kelson. Mike, how you doing, Mike?
Doing okay, yeah.
Doing okay, yeah? Talk to us, what's going on in your world? What's going on? We might as well just dive straight into it,
Well, I'm keeping busy with projects, fortunately. I tend to do quite a range of stuff. So, short films, features, music videos, commercials. I did a stage show, a musical stage show recently as well. So, yeah, a little bit of everything, really.
Yeah. When did you what's the first thing that you got into? Was it like music videos, like you said, acting?
I got into acting at school, I suppose, and in school performances, and then I spent a while doing amateur dramatics and profit share theatre, and I did probably theatre for 10 years before I got into any sort of film.
Okay, and talk about theatre work here. Like you said, you did it for 10 years, yeah? How did you get into that at the beginning? Like, how did you get into,
It was purely, as I say, through school performances, and I thought I quite like this, so I joined a couple of local amateur dramatic companies, and just went on from there, really.
Okay, and for us people who obviously, as consumers, who just usually watch you guys on the screen, like sometimes even one of the things that I ask is, as an actor, as someone like you with a lot of experience who have done theatre, now obviously you do acting, like, what's the difference like between obviously doing live performance in a theatre versus actually being on, like on set and doing acting?
There is a bit of difference.
Yeah.
First of all, you need to, as a theatre performer, you need to know your scripts perfectly.
For real.
Because there's no retakes with theatre. I actually prefer theatre to a degree because there's nothing like playing to a live audience. It's just like with music, you feed off the crowd, so it's a great feeling. But unfortunately, theatre tends not to pay that well unless you have a big role in a big production. So it's also a financial thing you've got to look at as well. But I really enjoy theatre,
Yeah. So obviously now you made that transition into acting. Would you ever consider doing some more theatre work if the right opportunity came along?
I do occasionally. I
did
did the first one for quite a while, a few weeks back, and around 2018, 2019, I did 3 stage shows as well.
Yeah.
But it's finding the right role as well, I think.
Okay. And, like a random one, just a random question. Like right now, who do you think is making better movies, the UK or the US? In your personal opinion, what you like?
I've always thought the UK. I prefer British television. I prefer British films. I think because, it's a generalisation because there's some very good American films as well. But Absolutely. They tend to be a little bit over the top, and particularly with comedies, they seem to have to force the line that the punchline home, whereas the English comedy is far more subtle and probably absurd as well, to be honest.
Yeah, like you see over the years, have you because one of my favorite UK soap of all time is EastEnders, right? Everybody loves EastEnders, right? And have you ever thought even like getting into like any soap, like, Coronation Street, EastEnders?
Well, when I first started out, I did background on EastEnders.
Okay.
And I was I didn't do a lot. I was drinking in the Queen Vic. And they had real beer back in those days as well.
Yeah, oh, they gave you real beer, yeah?
So walking in the market, just eating and just, I was general background work. But it was good experience. And I got to meet a lot of the cast. Particularly Barbara Windsor, who was
big up Barbara.
I was a big fan of the Carry On films, and to meet her was, and she made a point of running over to me when she first saw me, and saying, "Oh, you're new here, aren't you? What's your name?"
Oh, bless her.
So it was really nice. It was a great experience when you first started out to meet those sort of actors. Yeah.
obviously, when I have some conversation with some people, because I like to always like look forward, like look into the future whenever I can. Meaning, obviously, right now we live in very interesting times, right? With social media, all of these, however people want to look at it, right? Like, how do you think? Do you think social media and all of this new technology has affected the acting industry like in a bad way? Because for me personally, growing up, I'm not that old obviously, but for me growing up, the Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, a lot of movies basically like used to have a certain feel. Like I said, that used to be back then obviously, but now when I was a bit younger, I used to think when we move a little bit into time, when things improve, technology, I thought we was gonna get better movies, action movies, all of these things. But once again, for me, with my own eyes, when I watch movies, it's like I feel like a lot of movies have got worse. Like a lot of action movies, like you said earlier, like even in America, a lot of things get exaggerated so much, and I just feel like they're just not as good as they used to be back in the days, if you get what I mean. Which I can't really fathom.
I think money has a lot to do with it because money tends to point the way to a script or a type of film, and I don't think there's so many original ideas now. They tend to rehash a lot of the old things that have been done.
Redo a lot of movies.
But social media, which you touched on earlier, I think that's a bit of a double-edged sword. I don't think, unless I was doing the job I'm doing, I don't think I'd really do a lot of social media.
Okay, interesting as well.
Because I don't see the point in putting up your personal, what your life is your life. You know, and some of it is quite embarrassing what people do share. But I'm a bit of a hypocrite because I'm an actor and because I like to show directors and show people what I'm doing. And also you get asked to, if you do a film, you're asked to promote the film. So if sometimes you do a music video and they want you to promote that music video, so you tend to put up a lot of stuff. But it's normally all work with me. It's rarely that
you post your personal life on there and that. So even like talking about Hollywood, have you ever, because over the last few years we've got which is really good, we've got quite a few good actors making that transition from the UK into America, into Hollywood. Like, have you thought about giving it a go yourself as well, going into Hollywood?
No, I love the UK indie scene with films. I love the kind of things they do. The gangster films. So I'm happy doing that, and I know a lot of my actor friends want to get into those kind of films. But what would I sooner do? Would I sooner have 2 or 3 lines in a big Hollywood film, or would I sooner have a main role in a UK independent film? And at the moment, I'd still have the UK independent film.
And do you think maybe being obsessed might be the wrong word, but do you feel like, even this goes with music, to be fair, in the music industry, in the acting industry, do you feel like for whatever reason, a lot of people in the UK are, pay too much attention or basically obsessed with this idea of, Americans embracing them in music, like I said, or in acting?
I've always thought that. I mean, and I'm the same with music to a degree. I'm certainly not anti-American, but I think the best bands have always come out of the UK.
It's true. If people do their research, it's true. Like, and even just touching on quickly in terms of like, music. You said earlier, you also shoot music videos.
Yeah, I do a lot of them.
Do you? So obviously, there's different like roles in terms of like directing, editing, all of these things. What exactly do you do with the music videos?
I'm purely an actor in the music videos.
Okay.
So I take a role. I play a role in that video. Sometimes it's brief. Other times it's been the lead role throughout. I did one for Royal Blood. Last year, where I had to spend 2 days submerged in water, which was something a bit different, but it was a lot of fun, and it turned out excellent. It was nominated for the best rock video, the British Awards last year. So yeah.
And once again, me growing up, there used to be one of my favorite videos. Some of my favorite videos used to be, you know, when, like you said, with people like you in there, in terms of like acting out a storyline to a certain degree, right? And I used to feel, me growing up, when I used to watch music videos with some actors in it, you know, like I said, the storyline, for me, it used to make the video even much better, because it used to, like I said, when you're listening to a song and you're seeing, like, you know, some people, when you're watching a music video and, you know, someone's acting within the music video, telling you the storyline even more, it just gives you even more depth, if you go to say, to the song, especially if the acting goes with the song, right? But I feel like, and I just feel like over the years, once again, you know, over the years, I feel like in my reality, in music that I listen to, songs that I listen to, I feel like that art of actors acting within music videos has kind of not died down, but I don't really see it as much as I used to. Do you go on to say?
Yeah,
do you realise that as well?
I do think I do think that, but I think a lot of the music companies are lazy in what they put out. They just want to get the song out. But I think what they don't realise is that a music video can enhance a song. Certainly get it more plays.
Absolutely.
And certainly people will show a lot more interest in it.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of really good directors out there that I've worked with who can really make something with a music video. So I would recommend to any record companies that are trying to promote artists, look up these directors, get them involved, and get a decent music video. Yeah,
I would even, you know what? I would even go as far as saying even up and coming actors. You know, like in terms of like, once again, like, because for me, like, I like to look at things like, I like to look at the bigger picture within everything, and you know, the benefit of looking at the bigger picture within everything is like you see different aspects. So with up and coming actors, if I was an up and coming actor as well, once again, I'll look into it and I'll think to myself, okay, cool. What is another way to get myself, you know, noticed for my talents? Music videos.
Yeah.
And going back to what I just said, circling back, I don't think enough up and coming actors look at it even that way as well, because I don't see much. Because if I was an up and coming actor and you was a music artist, I'll be knocking your doors. I'll be saying, guys, can I do some cameos? Can I do a little bit of acting in your music video? You know, and even that's something that I don't really. What do you think, Lionel? You get what I'm saying? That's something we don't really see these days.
Well, I think it depends. First of all, if they're into music, a lot of the guys I've worked with on set of music videos, they don't know the artist, they don't know the genre, they don't, you know, because they're not really into it. They're purely actors, and they've got this role. Yeah. But I think it helps if you love music, which is obviously something that I've always done. It's still a big thrill to me to be involved with these bands and shoot their videos. Yeah.
Very interesting, man. And I want to go back to obviously the main topic, right? Like acting, yeah. Once again, Mike, I have to say, big yourself up, man. I have to big you up because, again, like I spoke to you just before the camera went on, I feel like, obviously every industry, you know, has got his sides of like ups and downs, pros and cons, like what people say. But I feel like acting is one of those, you know, the acting industry, I feel like is one of those industries who are very brutal in terms of like, in different ways. That's what I think as well, yeah.
Well, in most lines of work, you might apply for maybe, I don't know, 6 or 8 jobs a year. Yeah. If that, if you're happy in your work, you might only apply for one. Yeah. So you can only get rejected once. With acting, you're getting rejected on a daily basis.
Literally.
And it's not, what you have to remember is it's nothing to do with your talent, your ability. It may be that you don't actually just fit that role. The director or the casting director's got an idea of what they want from the start. Yeah. And I've actually applied for a couple of commercials where I've seen the finished commercial on TV, and it's been a totally different character, and I can see why I didn't get the role, totally. But it's at the same time, you've got to think, it's not because you didn't give a good performance. It's just the fact is you didn't suit what they had in mind for that particular commercial. Yeah, and it's the same with feature films, whatever. Yeah.
How do you? So for someone like me who, for example, I've just begun my acting journey. I'm very, very new, and I really, really want to really get into it. For someone like me who has gone to over the last month, for example, and I'm new to the industry, like I said, if I've been to like 10 auditions and I don't really understand how everything works. But all I know, because I just imagine if I just thought, yeah, if I'm good enough, I'll just go do auditions and I'll get the job, right? And imagine if I keep on going and going and going and I'm not getting nothing, and I feel like, what the fuck is going on here?
Well, I think this
like,
is where
what would you say to people like that?
A lot of actors do give up because they find that they're not getting work, and they do take it personally.
Yeah.
I think you've got to be very thick-skinned, and it certainly took me a few years to come to terms with this, because you do take it personally, particularly earlier in your career.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do an audition and you think, yeah, I've done that really well. Great performance. You walk out, you don't hear anything, or you hear back and, yeah, sorry, we didn't think you were quite right for that. And you do take it personally, and you're thinking, oh, what did I do wrong? What could I have done better?
Yeah, literally.
How could I have done it differently? But you've got to let it go. Once it's gone, it's gone. You move on to the next one, and you keep going.
Yeah. And even in terms of like making, like, what advice would you have for any up and coming actors who obviously they want to make that transition from whatever 9-to-5 jobs they've got into acting? Like, in terms of like making a living, what advice would you have for them? Should they, should those actors obviously keep their jobs, or how would you?
I think you would keep your job until it became difficult to do so.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had a few kind of jobs in between over the years.
Yeah.
But I've always found it a difficult thing, because even if you're I did sports coaching for a while, which was great. You think, oh, I can book these sessions and then, swap them or get cover. But then when you get busy with the acting, it's very difficult
to juggle everything,
to get cover for these shifts.
Yeah.
People eventually stop answering your call because they don't want to cover you all the time.
Yeah.
So, but at that point, when you are busy enough, when you're getting enough work through acting, that is probably the point to say, okay, well, I'm going to give. I would always recommend though to give it a go and try your best, because if you're focused on one job, and that is the acting, you become very proactive. You wake up and you're looking for those jobs. You're ringing round. You're getting in touch with casting people. You're constantly looking for those roles, and you can focus on it full time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as an actor, once again, this is why I love to have these beautiful conversations, because when I speak to different people from different industries, once again, sometimes I just like to know, like, what is the end goal? Like, everybody's got, like, some people have got goals, some people have got obviously plans to so obviously what I'm trying to say for you, like, do you have like a particular like for the next few years?
No,
even in terms of like landing a big role or something.
I've never had.
What's your vibe?
I've never had. I never look forward. I just prefer to focus on the present.
I rate that.
And to do the best of your ability in the job that you're doing. What I get back from acting is, with theatre performance, it would be, a standing ovation at the end.
Yeah.
With films, it's good reviews.
Yeah.
It's the fact that people, will watch it and they will say, I thought that was a great performance.
Yeah.
I've won the odd award over here and in the US for best acting performance.
Congratulations.
And no, thank you. But
congratulations.
That makes it all worthwhile. That is that's what you get back from it, because while you're acting, you're moving on from one to the other. You finish a film, you move on to the next one, and you don't get that that you do in a normal job. You don't get that weekly or monthly performance review where someone says, actually, you've done really well here, you've improved on this, and you've done that. You don't get that with acting. So it's those little things, it's those awards, those write-ups that kind of is your performance review, I suppose, yeah.